What's up guys, Axpay here. This October, Google finally released the Pixel 7 after teasing us for months with a render of the phone. 2 years ago, I bought my first iPhone. You can watch the video by clicking at the link here. I loved it. Don't get me wrong, I loved it so much for so many reasons, but my heart still belongs to Android. And that's why 2 years later, I finally took a step back and switched to the green robot again. The reason why I chose this phone? Because it was the only one with a good, clean, minimal design and a very cheap price. Of course, internally it has the new Tensor 2, the chipset made by Google that we've seen on the Pixel 6 for the first time. A chipset that is very powerful, especially on the AI side, allowing you to delete people from a picture or recover a blurred face. One thing that I like and that I started using more and more on my iPhone was the camera. Before having an iPhone, I never paid attention to cameras on a smartphone, but after I tried the Apple phone, I can't help but taking pictures. I traveled way more during these 2 years, and obviously I took many photos and videos that on iPhone 12 Pro looked great. So I was a little bit concerned when I switched phone, but with my surprise, I found out that the camera on Pixel 7 is pretty damn good. This picture, for example, was shot at 5 in the morning. I was coming back from work. It was still dark outside, and this parking lot was too dark to my naked eyes. But the Pixel 7 managed to capture a photo that is so clear, detailed and well lit, despite the poor light conditions. This one was made with a wide-angle camera, lots of light and details, and if we zoom all the way in, we definitely have a usable image. Not the best, probably, but you can still see the shape of the cross and the bird as well. This picture is pretty much the same, taken with the 1x camera, and it's zoomed all the way in as well. They got pretty much the same quality, and I bet that if this was shot with the 7 Pro that has a 5x camera, it would have been even better. Thanks to its new chipset, this Pixel 7 can also enhance your pictures with AI. And one feature that's really cool, apart from deleting people from the photos, allows you to restore blurred pictures. As I said before, how many times did you take a picture but you or somebody in your group moved and the face was not in focus? Well, with Pixel 7 you can now fix that. Kind of. Yeah, because this feature doesn't work in every situation and every condition, and if your subject is really blurred, don't expect it to do miracles, but when it works, it does a good job. Here, for example, my face was a little blurred. I activated the filter and magic, my beautiful face is now visible. Here's another example. My friend's face is not in focus. One tap and I'm blurred. The difference is not huge, but at least it adds some details that otherwise would have been lost. What definitely left me surprised of this phone is the battery. I never, and I say never, had a phone that lasted this long. Story of my life. Even my previous iPhone, despite being new and way more expensive, had a battery that barely lasted a day. I always had to bring a power bank with me because I knew for sure I would have needed it. This Pixel 7's battery seems infinite. I'll tell you this, last week I went to Dublin, so I woke up at 4 PM, did all my things, had breakfast, watched a lot of YouTube, and then I went to work. I finished at 5 in the morning, and from there I took my phone, I went straight to the airport while listening to music, of course. I arrived there, my flight delayed like an hour, so I stayed in the airport until 9 with my headphones on, listening to music. I finally jumped on the plane, watched 2 episodes of Scrubs, I landed, and then I jumped on the bus to city center. And by the time, I was with 10%. 10%. From 4 PM of the day before till around 11 of the day after. I did listen to music, watch Disney+, call my friend, message on WhatsApp, and scroll Instagram and Facebook. I think that this is crazy. I just couldn't believe that battery percentage after all these things I did during that very long day, well, there actually were 2 separate days, I couldn't believe that it lasted this long. This to me translates into reliability. I can rely on my phone any time of the day, and I don't have to worry about carrying a charger or a power bank whatsoever because I know that it will gonna last. In case you're not happy with its duration, that's what she said, there are different ways to save battery, like switching from a refresh rate of 90Hz to 60Hz, or to activate the ultra power saving mode that limits background notifications on certain apps, and of course saves battery. For me, it's a bit nonsense to talk about speed, because, come on, if you buy a £600 phone in 2022, it has to be fast, because actually, even cheaper phones are fast. So all I can say is that Pixel 7 performs very well, even though I notice some glitches in the animation sometimes. They can be a bit annoying. One glitch that I hate the most is about the gyroscope sensor that doesn't really rotate your screen accordingly. If I'm on YouTube, for example, and I've got my phone in landscape, I can see the content in landscape. But if I then open a video and then exit the full screen, it will rotate everything vertically, and there is no way to turn the screen horizontally back again unless you actually turn the screen like several times. It is a software issue, so I think they're gonna fix it. Switching from one app to another is fast, and so it is using the apps as well. I've edited some pictures and in this phone, heavy raw pictures right from my camera, and it performed very well. I don't play games on my phone, and if I do, they're very basic, so I can't talk about frame rate and performances, but just for testing purposes I've downloaded Real Racing and played a few games. All I can say is that the game is smooth, no frame rate drop at all, but I noticed that the battery drains very fast while gaming, so if with normal use it lasts a very long time. If you play games, you might need a charger or a power bank whatsoever. Now, of the functions that I like most inside this Pixel 7, dictation is probably my favorite. Not only your Google Assistant will recognize your voice better, but with the Recorder app, you can actually transcribe as you speak. I gotta be honest, I haven't used the app yet on an everyday scenario, but it might be useful for students who would like to transcribe what their professor says, or for you to just put your ideas somewhere in a very easy way. Ideas that can be saved for a later access. I might use it in the future to write my videos just by simply talking to my phone, and it will generate a text that I can actually read and share. I was nearly forgetting about the most important part, the design. Despite being similar to its predecessor, this Pixel 7 maintained the identity that Google has chosen for this series. The camera bump is now of a different color for each model and seamlessly connected with the frame. We lose the dual tone in favor of a single color for both top and bottom of the device, and this lemongrass color looks super clean. In my honest opinion though, the Pixel 7 looks a bit uglier because of that third camera that breaks the continuity and cleanliness of the design. And that's why I stuck with the normal Pixel 7. In conclusion, this Pixel 7 is fast, the battery holds pretty well, and the camera is very, very good. Overall, the phone is reliable and a very good companion for many users, given the launch price of £600 for the 128GB that most likely will drop down during Black Friday or Christmas. So now with this said, I can suggest the Pixel 7 to pretty much anybody. It's not a perfect phone, I think that perfect phone doesn't exist, but for the price of £600 that, as I said, might go even low with the coming holiday season, well, I think it's a bargain for every user. So if you want to buy it, I'll leave a link in the description down below. If you like this video, a subscription would be really, really appreciated. From Maxpert and my long-lasting Pixel 7 is everything. I'll catch you in the next video.